driving, Dark First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free Dark Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free Dark Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit darkfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Good Morning Wilmington is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Delaware. You're watching DETV's Good Morning Wilmington. What's going on, Sasiana?
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm amazing.
I
The
bet you
holidays
are.
are among us.
They're here.
They're here. Thanksgiving is
Yes.
here.
Yes, I'm so glad to hear you say that because I swore.
Christmas
when
is here.
See, that's what I swore. I knew she was going to jump right to Christmas because y'all saw last episode. This woman believes in the Christmas tree going up November 1.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because I love the holidays. Who wouldn't want to stretch out the good cheer and the gratitude?
I like the holidays too, but I need to invest in the season for when it's marked for. Like,
no,
I want to digest the turkey first. And
you can do both of those things. You can digest your turkey, and you can celebrate Christmas.
See, that's the devil. That ain't right. Like, come on now. Like, I'm ready to sit here. Actually, before I even go into that, what is going to be your favorite dish?
My favorite dish
That you're looking forward to see?
Candied yams.
Candied yams?
Candied yams. I'm a sweets person, so
right.
Candied yams with the marshmallows on top. Yes. With what's the crumble that they make? I'm sure you have to know this. You're a baker.
I don't know about the crumble, but I use marshmallows.
Okay, marshmallows, and then there's a crumble.
I don't know about that one. That's different.
It's like pecans or something. You don't
some
do
people
that?
do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Some people do. Some people use like little almonds here and
Yes.
there. A little fancier than I'm used to, but
that's all right.
That's all right. They got that. But you're right. For me, it's the canned yams.
Yes.
And then I gotta have my mac and cheese and some greens. If I don't have those three on my plate, that ain't Thanksgiving.
I saw this thing once about the weirdest ways to make macaroni and cheese. Do you put sour cream in your macaroni and cheese?
That's just that.
I've had macaroni and cheese with sour cream in it, and it was amazing. Okay, now you're judging me. What about sugar? Do you put a little bit of sugar in? Just a little. I've seen people just a little sprinkle of sugar in there. No. I've seen it. It was good.
I'm usually good with my poker face, but this is a full judgment. I have never heard of that. You know what was a culture shock for me, because I got family from the Caribbean, was macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie.
I have never heard of that and it was macaroni pie where it had vegetables under the noodles. I was like, what is that? Yeah. And ketchup, and I said, that is not, no.
No. Why are we doing that to macaroni?
Why are we doing this? I remember I asked for macaroni. They're like, oh yeah, we got macaroni pie. I said, what is macaroni pie?
That's not what I meant.
That was a culture shock for me. I was like, whoa, that's a no-no. So for me, it's the 2 layers of mac and cheese. Like I got my shredded, I got my block cheese. You mix your roux.
A roux?
A roux.
You're fancy.
If you really know how to make mac and cheese, you know about a roux. So there's that, right? And you bake it. Like,
yes.
No, I can't.
No sugar.
No.
No sour cream.
No.
Maybe this year you can expand those traditions a little bit.
Neggy boo-boo.
Oh.
I don't do that. But in the spirit of holidays, where Black Friday's coming up and everybody's gonna be excited for buying stuff and seeing if they can get little deals and maybe you'll even get a little something free every now and then. But in the same spirit of that, you gotta watch some of these folks.
Yes, the holidays unfortunately always brings about the scammers.
Yes, it does. Did you hear about our boy Ivan?
I did. I heard that he fell victim to the Delmarva scam.
Listen, you guys. No person from Delmarva is coming to your door, tap, 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 talking about run us your money.
Yes.
And talking about if you don't, we gonna cut your lights. They gonna just cut it off.
Yes.
I ain't never heard of Delmarva talking about some run me
Run me my coin.
Yeah, run me.
So that's what's been happening. Unfortunately, there have been people who have been showing up demanding immediate payment or that they would cut off their power. That is that's not a thing. That will not happen.
No.
They will never send someone to your door.
Not at all.
They also do not take payments over the phone. So they will never call you telling you that you need to pay them. That won't happen either.
I ain't never heard that. That's wild. So I think we got a little special clip too to check out from Ivan. So let's check this out real quick.
Hi, Ivan Thomas, Executive Director of DETV, and we felt it our obligation and our duty to make sure that we tell you about scams that's going on in Delaware. Last week, we had 2 Delmarva imposters, that's right, imposters, coming to DETV to collect a balance that did not exist.
I'm with Delmarva Power. I'm here about an overdue electric bill. It's due to be shut off today.
So I was a little skeptical, and I didn't flow with what I should have done. But I want to spend my time right now to tell you what you can do. 1, ask for identification. You can ask for their driver's license. You can ask for their badge. You can even look outside to see if they're driving a Delmarva vehicle. Look for Delmarva clothes as well. 2, if you feel a little shaky, make sure you call Delmarva right in front of them. And 3, call the police. There's no harm in that, and see what happens. Also, take out your cell phone and take a quick picture. See how they react. All right, this is Ivan Thomas, and we want to make sure, and we will keep you informed of all the holiday scams and what's going on in Delaware. All right?
Wow, that is intense. And unfortunately that it's happening. Remember that if someone is coming to your house claiming to be a Delmarva representative, look for their uniform, look for their badge. If you yourself have been a victim, please contact Delmarva as well as the police.
Yeah, pay attention.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
All right, you guys, you are going to be in for a treat with this one. Now, while all you guys are decorating and making your turkey look good, we are in for a treat by having Miss Tiffany Chalk, who's going to show us how to make the table look equally as good. What's going on, Tiffany?
Hi, Jordan. Thank you so much.
Ah, thanks for being here. This is a display. Is this what you do? This is what you're about?
This is what I'm about.
Okay.
Creating experiences
Okay.
is what it's all about.
Okay.
So, last year we did not have the opportunity to spend Thanksgiving with our families like we probably would have wanted to.
Right.
So this is a great opportunity to create a nice experience to dress the table while you're dressing the turkey at the same time.
I love it.
I know she's excited.
Yeah,
I know she
I'm
is.
so excited.
We were just talking about decorations and everything.
Yes.
She's been giving us all types of tea. So
So
let's.
I've got some questions.
Yeah.
Right.
So tell me about the table runner. Is this real? Is this fresh?
So this is fresh eucalyptus. It is. So I chose eucalyptus, and I chose eucalyptus. Again, we're creating an experience. So a part of the experience is not just visual; it's sensual as well. So the scent of the eucalyptus is really, fragrant that you can enjoy while you're enjoying your meal as well.
Nice.
So we have our eucalyptus. So
Now, where would you find something like this?
this actually, so let's tell you what this table is. This is called designing on a dime. A lot of times people think to entertain in your home that you have to spend a lot of money, and I'm here to tell you, you do not. This
my language
eucalyptus,
now.
I got a bunch of eucalyptus from our local produce junction for $5.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yes, these beautiful flowers here, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has the best flowers at great prices, better than your average supermarket. You can
Wow.
always
This was only
find things
$5?
that way more than that was $5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I saw you setting up. There was like a whole bushel
Yes.
of eucalyptus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That
A lot of the items that I'm not getting a check from any of these companies, right? Let's say that. first, right? But a lot of these items, Christmas Tree Shop, Dollar Tree, and TJ Maxx is where I found some of these items, which are all affordable.
And the
all
places
very
that you're
affordable.
already going to be doing your Christmas shopping. You're already going to be there.
Exactly. So just why not pick up something for your Thanksgiving table? And I wanted to do something against tradition, right? So the natural greenery and the blues and the green, because relaxation, our senses, right? You know what? We're coming back together as families. Hopefully everyone might be vaccinated, maybe not, right? But we're coming together as family again, and we really want to create that experience. I keep saying that. So I can walk you through like some of the little details that I have here. So right here, this is our napkin. We just took a little piece of ribbon and cut it and made our custom napkin ring. Right. So we want to sit everybody by who they need to sit by. So this is just a template that I printed off from Esty, printed off right at home to make the tent cards. And this says, I'm thankful for Alec. Alec is my son, and I am thankful for him.
You printed this off by what again?
I printed this off right at home. I downloaded a template for $3 and printed this off right at home from my computer at home and cut it and folded it and made the tent card.
I love this. It's a nice touch just to make you feel like, oh, like this is my spot.
Yes.
Yes.
And then before we have our meal, we have a thank you card. I am thankful for. So this could be help you engage in conversation during dinner for us to show our gratitude.
I love that.
I'm thankful. All right. That's really
So we talked about the eucalyptus. We talked about the hydrangeas we have here. We just have some votive candles here and just any. You know what? If you go in your pantry or in your closet, I'm sure you have some little knickknacks that you can put in between the settings to really create the runner that we have here.
That's awesome. Help me understand. How did you get into this? How did you even get into
I always say like I had the gatherer's anointing.
So I understand you do wedding planning.
Yeah, I
you
do
a
wedding
lot.
planning. I do corporate events. I actually teach at Delaware Tech. I'm an adjunct instructor where I teach the wedding and event planning certificate program that they offer. So
At Del Tech.
At Del Tech.
Okay.
So I just love gathering people for experiences and creating beautiful things. Like I used to draw on my wall when I was a kid. My one cousin, she'll tell you, like I paper mache like my lampshade in my bedroom, what my high school colors were. So the creative genes were always there. And then entrepreneurship runs in my family. I'm a third generation entrepreneur. So after maxing out at a corporate job in the salon industry, I wanted to go back to something I was very passionate about, which is event planning and event design.
Well, your timing for being here is perfect because somebody we just announced last show is engaged now.
Congratulations!
So
Thank you.
This is just perfect timing.
Yeah.
And you teach this.
I do teach this. I do teach this because I think everyone, no matter what your budget is or no matter what type of event you have, you can benefit from having an event planner, a professional, handle those logistics for you so you can just show up at a beautiful table like this and sit down and enjoy yourself.
What's some common mistakes that you think people usually make when they're trying to do such a wonderful display like this?
So, not budgeting properly, I think, is a common mistake, right?
Okay.
So doing your research before you leave the house to go to the stores, to go shopping, or saying like, I'll be honest with you, I said, okay, we want to do designing on a dime. I'm setting a budget. I cannot go over $75 for whatever I want to do for this table. Of course, I came in under that budget, but I had a plan. Knowing already that Trader Joe's and Produce Junction are the best places to get some flowers at a lower rate. So those were my go-to for that. And then Christmas Tree Shop. That is a wonderful store if you want to get some home decor, very nice home decor at a reasonable price. Ross and TJ Maxx, you can always walk in there and find something to accent your table. This lovely pumpkin right here, like it says grateful. So this came from Christmas Tree Shop, and this was like $9. And this is something that I can use every year. It's not going to get old. I can complement it with other colors. Next year I might want to do another, another color palette, but because that is ivory, I can pull in some oranges, I can pull in some browns, or some more greens if I like as well.
And that's what I like about this. I like that it's not the traditional shades. It's not just your orange and your red. I love how this looks.
I wanted to do something different for that reason, to let people know you can do pink if you want. You can do purple, like whatever energy you want to bring to the table for Thanksgiving, use color in a different way than the traditional way.
And see, now at my house, we do styrofoam. It's fancy when we pull out the Dixie plates.
Right.
You know, like if you
I ain't mad at
you
you
just
saying
have
that, 'cause
two
I'm feeling the
separate
same way.
plates,
Right.
or maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you just layer those paper plates. But why is it important to do something like this, to take this extra step and to decorate the space?
I feel like, going back to what I said before, like we've been through a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing like eating off a China plate
Yes.
Yeah.
and having some real, like, I'm a Dixie girl too, right? But there comes a time where, you know, you just want to up level the experience.
Yes.
And a plate and a fork can really change that as well.
Yeah.
So how would one get a hold of Miss Tiffany Chalk if they need someone to help them plan this out?
They would go to www.tiffanychalk. I always say Tiffany like the store, chalk like you write on the whiteboard, tiffanychalkevents.com.
That is awesome.
Excellent.
Well, Professor, thank you for taking us to
You're
school.
welcome.
It was amazing. I mean, you got everything color coordinated,
Yes.
and with our very own being engaged, I know she's gonna be hitting you up.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
can't thank you enough. This is awesome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So-
So remember, you can entertain at home. It doesn't take a lot of money to really create that experience as you're gathering this year for the holidays to bring your families back together and have a great time.
Well, this is awesome. So special thanks to you, Tiffany. All right, so we'll be right back.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Hochstein at ENT and Allergy of Delaware. We're very fortunate to have been protected by the vaccine for COVID-19, but I still encourage you, when you're indoors, when you're around groups of people, wear your mask. New variants have resulted in breakthrough infections, and while you may be protected and you may not get sick, you can still pass it on to your friends and neighbors who are a little bit more vulnerable than you. Stay safe, wear a mask when indoors and around people. Thank you.
Good morning, Wilmington. I have a very special guest with me this morning. I have my mentor, but also professional development coach with Code Differently. Hi, Miss Lori. How are you?
I am so excited to be here, happy to see you, and
Yes.
excited to talk about Code Differently.
Yes. Did you notice how I said Miss Lori? I didn't even say
I know,
Lori
I know,
Hayes.
right?
I can't call Miss Lori Hayes.
I'm gonna give you executive privilege today.
Okay. That's awesome. Tell me about Code Differently.
Well, if I were to sum it up, Code Differently changed lives.
Wow.
It changes generations. It changes the community. Code Differently is an opportunity it's a workforce development program that is geared specifically towards making sure that people of color and women that look like me have an opportunity to enter into the coding workforce and really make an impact on the tech industry. So I'm so excited to be partnering with Code Differently.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. How long have you been with Code Differently?
So I've been partnering with them about 2 years, really intense this year, doing some work, professional development work with them, really on a weekly basis. So we were finding that the students were coming and we're able to give them the tech work, but it's those soft skills that we really needed to hone in on. You know, things like learning how to dress professionally, how to make sure that you are speaking well and that you're able to sell yourself to the employers. So those are the opportunities that I get to go in, work with these students, and ensure that they have not only the technical skills they need, but the soft skills as well.
That's awesome. So you've been 2 years. Tell me about your role and your association with Code Differently.
Yeah, so one way that I'm associated with Code Differently is I happen to have a few years working in high school, just a few years working in high school. So I was able to see the program up close and personal. I've seen the personal benefits of individuals, not only just my students, but my family as well. And so when the opportunity was presented to me to be able to help these students by just kind of brushing them off and making sure that they have all the rough edges smooth, I jumped at the opportunity. So it's really, really great. We're coming fresh off of, I'm like on my Code Differently excitement because we're fresh off of our debate today where the students were debating different topics. And so through that, I like to do some project-based learning. So through that project-based learning, they were able to work on their speaking skills and more importantly, being able to look at problems from all vantage points. So sometimes you can go into something and you have your idea of the way that it should go, and you never take into consideration how the other person feels. So through debate, random debate, some of them had to look at things from a retrospective perspective and say, okay, what's the other side thinking about this? And I think through this project, through that teamwork project, they were able to gain some real good skills. So I was thoroughly impressed. Good job to all my babies. Good job.
I love that. How you call it my babies.
They're grown babies. They're grown and they still my babies.
So you talked a little bit about your background with high school. How did you come to work with Code Differently?
Yeah, so I, in 2017, after spending 16 years at the Howard High School of Technology, shout out to the Wildcats.
Right here in Wilmington?
Right here in Wilmington. After working at Howard for 16 years, I kind of felt like I'm the Harriet Tubman of sort. Like I had to go and tell everybody, come on. It's okay.
Yes.
And I wanted to kind of expand outside of the walls of just my school and be able to have an impact across the entire state, across the country now. You know, there's opportunities that I find myself, like the other day I was in Boston virtually. And so through my company, Lori L. Speaks, I do a lot of consulting work, not only with professional development work such as Code Differently, but also going into schools, working with student leaders, and more so diversifying the way leadership looks like in schools.
Yeah, that's really good. Even speaking to that point, and you can delve into this a little bit further. Why is this something that we should get involved with? Why is this something that we need to know about?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Because there's lack of representation. And there's a such thing as having equity and equality.
Wow.
So when you're talking about everybody being equal, it's saying, okay, everybody has the opportunity to go into the tech field. Everybody can go into it. You can apply, I can apply. But when we're talking about being equitable, it's saying, but I've got some barriers in my way that you might not have. And so it's taking those things into consideration. You know, if we were to say, hey, Sass, you know, I'm going to try and get to this side of the couch, and you have to try and get to this side of the couch. And whoever gets to this side of the couch wins the race. I'm more likely to win the race because I'm a little bit closer. We both have the opportunity to get to this side. It's just making it equitable so that we can. So I come and I invite you on my side and I say, now let's see who can get to this side of the couch.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So how would you, maybe even personally, but where do you see this going?
World domination.
That plain and simple.
That's the way I see it. I see Stephanie and Tyreek, they have a vision. More than a vision, they have a passion to see people's lives changed, to see the tech industry changed. It's not only people of color, but it's also women. If you look at the tech industry, women are disproportionately underrepresented in the tech field. And so through this program, we are increasing the number of people that are eligible. It's one thing to be able to go, it's another thing to be qualified for it. Like when you get in these positions, we need you to be able to keep the job when you get there. So we can teach you, and that's kind of the role that I play, in that I can teach you how to get the job. I can teach you JavaScript. I can teach you, I don't know these terms, these kids have taught me this. I don't really know, I'm faking like I do, but I'm gonna do it, okay? But they know the terms, they know the things, but if you don't know things like showing up on time is important. Making sure that you know how to properly send an email is important. Advocating for yourself in the industry is important. Knowing how to network is important. If we don't teach them those skills, then they're not going to be able to be as successful as they could be. So kudos to Tyreek and Stephanie for understanding that it's talking to the total person, not just talking to the tech side, but talking to that personal side. And then, you know, I'm able to say stuff that, you know, they probably wouldn't say, like, get your whole life together. Nobody is going to hire you because you are not representing yourself well. And the relationship that we've established with each other, we're able to do that, and I'm just so excited to work with them.
That's awesome. I love to hear about the relational aspect of this organization, because I think that's what's important, right?
It is paramount. Not only is it just that it's a program, but they understand. Stephanie and Tyreek understand what it is to be in the tech industry. And one of the reasons that Code Differently exists in the first place is because they were tired of being in rooms and not seeing themselves.
Wow.
You know, it's one thing I've spent, and you can relate to this as well. I've spent a large portion of my life being in rooms where I'm the only one. But you know, we have to get to a point where we say that's not okay, but not only is it not okay, I'm gonna do something about it. Because we can all sit by the water cooler and have all these conversations and all these opinions, but if you're not ready to put some action behind your comments, it might be best that you not say anything. This is the season where everybody has to step up and do their part. It wasn't okay for me to sit in my beautiful office at Howard and be safe and secure and not have to step out on faith and run my own business. I had to put my personal things aside and say, how can I service my community? How is it when I come to Wilmington? Listen, I know the streets of Wilmington more than I do where I live because I spent enough time here to be able to invest in the community. So we can't just keep saying, oh, look at the stats. Look at the stats and all the things that are going on. What are you going to do about it? With action, I'm tired of people posting things, talking about how bad it is, how we need change. You have the skills to be able to change that. What you gonna do?
Well, you have it. That's a call to action. Tell people where they can go to find out more information and to get involved.
Yes, so you can go to Code Differently's website to get information about the program. They're constantly taking new cohorts, taking new applicants, and then you can find me at LorielSpeaks.com and all social media platforms at L'Oreal Speaks. We're building an army of leaders.
That was excellent. I'm so thrilled, obviously personally and professionally. I've learned so much and I'm so excited that you were able to come and join us today.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks guys, we'll be right back. Here's Street Break.
I'm Ty Break Jameson, and this is Street Break. Who is the 46th president?
I don't know. No, I can't.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. I really forgot that answer though.
I'm really bad at this. Clinton?
No. Oh, wait. That's kind of recent. Clinton? 46, where are we? What's now?
Biden! Bam! You was that. You were.
Oh my God. I wasn't even close.
You was right there. You were
Sorry,
right
Joe.
there.
Sorry, Joe. My bad.
46. Yeah.
Clinton? 46th president is Joe Biden.
Bam! My man.
Oh no. Hell no, I cannot.
Okay.
Is it Joe Biden?
President, yes. Yeah. Biden.
Joe Biden.
Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie? Bam. Okay, okay.
Definitely sweet potato pie. No pumpkin pie for me.
That's right. Can you make one?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you got them skills like that?
Yeah, I can make one. I follow by a recipe, but I can make one. My aunt taught me at 12, but I follow by a recipe.
You got some timing on that pie. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Hey, I like both of them.
You like both of them?
Yeah, I like both of them.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
Pumpkin.
Okay, pumpkin all day. Got you. I got you.
Pumpkin pie. Yeah. With the whipped cream on top? Yeah.
You just touched it up a level. Sweet potato. Sweet potato. That's right. That's right. Sweet potato. Okay, you said that quick. Absolutely. Ain't no messing around. Absolutely. Okay.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie.
Got you. Got you.
Sweet potato pie.
All day, right?
All day.
All day. All day. All right. Sweet potato. Sweet potato. All day. All day. All right.
Sweet potato pie.
Okay, bam. All right. All right. That was quick, too. I can almost taste it, right?
I like both. I can't. So I pick one. Potato. Sweet potato.
Ooh, that thing drops. Yeah. Delicious.
Sweet potato pie all the way.
All the way?
All the way.
All the way. Who make it the best?
My aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah.
Oh, aunties know what to do.
She
you know
know what
I mean?
to do. She the cook.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Pumpkin. But pecan. Like, come on, that's not a fair question.
Pecan.
Yeah.
Pecan is like pecans and candy. It's like, that's almost candy-ish.
Oh, yeah.
My aunt used to make it, and man, my teeth, but it was delicious.
Yeah. Every once
Yes.
in a while.
Every once in a
Yeah,
while.
really.
Yes, yes.
I did it. Yep. Me too.
I did it for my member artists.
I did it for my community.
I did it for my audience.
I did it for my acting. I have a dream, a song to sing.
I did it for the people who want to come to Camp Rehoboth.
I did it for the people who want to come to Clear Space Theater.
To the Freeman Arts Pavilion. The Possum Point Players.
I did it for the people who want to come to the Rehoboth Art League.
I did it for the people who want to come to Coastal Concerts. The people who support the arts in Delaware.
I got vaccinated.
I got vaccinated.
I got vaccinated. I got vaccinated.
It was quick, easy, and free.
Please join the arts community in Delaware.
And get vaccinated now.
Ta-da!
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
How did no one know?
The 46th
Who
president.
the 46th president? What y'all doing? It is Monday morning.
It's
How
like
y'all not
one
know
of
that?
those trick questions,
And
though.
you from Delaware.
No.
How, Sway? How you do that? Like, how you do that? You from Delaware and you don't know who the 46th president is.
It's one of those trick questions. You know how they ask you what weighs more, like a ton of feathers or a ton of bowling balls? And you're like, no, I'm just, okay.
I never heard
All
that
right, that's fine. We're moving on here.
But Ty be killing it though. I be loving these responses. I ain't
Yes.
gonna lie. Those things are truly funny. Have you seen some of this stuff that's going on in Wisconsin?
Yes. Yeah.
With Rittenhouse?
Mm-hmm.
So I tweeted about it.
Oh, did you?
I was tweeting right and left. I don't know what's wrong with this judge.
Yeah.
Something's a little off.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding this judge.
Well, it's not even that. It just goes to show that, while we're out here protesting and preaching about we need to fight for our rights, we need to be in here addressing some of these local legal issues. Because while the judge to us might seem a little off, Wisconsin has its own laws that he as a judge has to abide by.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a little sketchy. How are you feeling about this?
I mean, I feel like this is obviously, Wisconsin isn't the only place with antiquated laws that have come up at the most inopportune times like this.
Right.
So absolutely. There's obviously the need to, of course, we're making our voices heard, but also fighting these old laws.
Yeah.
There needs to be an update
we
to
need
these
We
things.
need to get the legislators in Wisconsin to move with the times.
Absolutely.
With their laws. And then I think it found it interesting too, because what got me tweeting about Rittenhouse was literally his attorney hired a jury consultant, and the jury consultant literally is the same jury consultant that was involved with the O.J. Simpson trial.
Yeah.
And she is that is a skill.
Yeah.
Because they are studying the jurors that are based on their social economics background, their race, their gender. So they are picking people in a way that, hey.
Obviously.
We want to make sure they understand who we sitting here supporting.
Speaking of jurors, how are you feeling about the fact that I think it's very funny that in any article you read, they will mention the amount of men versus the amount of women in a jury, but nobody has really addressed the fact that there are 11 white jurors and 1 black juror.
Just like no one has even and I'm glad you mentioned
it's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable, and here we are in 2021. It's difficult, I would say, from us being in Delaware, right?
Yeah.
Because I would say Delaware's very much more progressive with our laws. However, for folks in Wisconsin, it's unfortunate because there's certain laws that allow these things to happen.
Yeah.
So folks that are living in Wisconsin, what y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
You can be protesting, but you need to go to your legislator. We need to change some things.
Absolutely.
He even threw out one of the charges, and I think it was based upon the size of the gun.
Yeah.
Because of him at his age. I was like, and then did you see that Oscar-winning cry?
The crocodile tears.
I was like, what is that?
It was so, I was like,
bruh.
Wait, what's happening? What's happening?
No,
it took me a second to realize he was crying.
It was dry.
No tears. So therefore, it can't even be technically a crocodile tear because at least a crocodile, you got that one lonely.
Put a tattoo on it or something like. It was that bad.
Yeah.
It was that bad. And then taking it while we're talking about Wisconsin, if you saw, I think the other case for Aubrey, is that Georgia?
Georgia. Yep.
Yeah. Now that's very unfortunate. That's really unfortunate because I was watching some of that. The mother is in the room, and you got to give it to the prosecution. They are giving it to them hard.
Yeah.
They really are. And I saw the clip where the shot, and he still is in flight or fight mode.
Yeah.
After being
God,
shot.
that broke my heart.
That was a lot.
That broke my heart. Honestly, I felt like I was triggered. I was triggered for like 2 days. I was like in a dark place in the midst of everything that was going on. Absolutely.
And the coroner, he said it himself. That's where I got it from. Is the coroner was just like the fact that he was shot and still swinging to defend himself.
Yeah.
This is a young man that's just jogging in the neighborhood. You guys, like how do you feel as a person that lives in the neighborhood so threatened by someone that's jogging through? And not even bothering.
And I think that was something interesting. As I was watching on CNN, they had the live videos, and they were interviewing different people in the neighborhood, trying to basically kind of turn the story as to like, well, this is why we've been concerned. This is why this happened, because there were these threats of what was going on in the neighborhood at the time. I think one of the moments when I was watching, I was like, ooh, I think the prosecution at one point had asked the question, I think she said something to the effect of, does stealing make you worthy of the death penalty? And there was like, they tried to do a mistrial based on that question because it's something that you really have to ask.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And it's no different even from the prosecution in their line of questioning for Rittenhouse. Like there was so many issues that with both cases that to me just goes to show you're wondering why you're struggling while we can be out here and protesting and being at the courthouse screaming for we want justice for our rights, etc. You have got to address your legislator to move those legislation or move those laws for that state particularly with the times. Like if you don't.
And another case even where again we have 11 white jurors.
Same thing.
And 1 black juror.
Same thing. And my heart goes out to the moms. I got the chance to meet, I forget, it was the 9 women right before the Black Lives Matter protest. This was back in, I want to say 2012 at the DNC, when the DNC was in Philadelphia at the Democratic Convention. They had all the moms of the victims from that they lost their sons. And I just was like, oh my God, like my heart was there for them, got to meet them. And can you imagine?
I think even to the point of speaking of the moms, I think one of the pivotal points for me, even watching it, was having Reverend Al Sharpton and some of these, Black pastors who are so prominent come and to support.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson was at the one with for Aubrey's mother as well.
Absolutely. And I think it was such a low blow for them to try to have them banned from the courtroom.
Yeah.
That, I was like,
Well, and then take it to Rittenhouse. Go back to Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
He was, the judge said, after all this, I think I'm going to have to reconsider if I want my cases or these things even being televised.
Wow.
I was like,
wow.
Y'all really going to allow all of this to take place? Like, come on now. We can't. It's not enough to just sit and complain. What are you doing living in that town or that state where you see a lot of injustice? I'm not arguing the protest.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more to your work.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent. You got to go broader than just the protesting. Like, you have to. So.
It's honestly, the whole thing is devastating. It gets to the point where you almost feel drained.
Yeah.
You almost feel drained.
You do. I was drained watching it.
Yeah.
I was drained watching it. And my crazy self, watching bits and pieces before going to work. So I'm going to work angry.
Oh, don't do that.
Like,
don't do that.
It's the first thing on the news. So I'm like, I don't want to be watching this before I go to work.
But then there's the need to feel like you need to obviously stay informed and
be supportive in any way.
Yeah.
Like, what else can I do? So I don't know. But my prayers are for Aubrey's mother.
Yes.
And I'm going to be paying real close attention to this Rittenhouse trial. It's going to be real interesting to see how this case plays out, because if this was an African American man, I'm sure it would have been much different. So,
for sure.
So we'll see.
For sure.
But my dear, I get to go sit down with Mr. Carl Shaw.
Positive aspects of community.
I'm excited for us because he was killing it with our very own Ivan, with Dennis Rodman at Wilmington Library.
Wait, Wilmington, is that you stole his card, right?
No.
That was him. That was him, right?
That was not. No. See, you see how they treat me on this set? No. Carl was the host for the. You tried it. We still got your card. Okay, I still got it. Okay, this is 100% positive news. So would you rather anybody else take it but me? I got it. Okay, so you can come to the studio and get it anytime. I told Carl that too. I still got Ben's card. So, so I'm excited. We're going to go sit down and have a chat with Carl and hear what other speakers he's got coming at the Wilmington Library.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
All right, we're back, and we are in for a treat because we are sitting here with none other than the manager for community planning from the Wilmington Library, Mr. Carl Shaw. What's going on, Carl?
Hey, it's great to be here, man. Great to be here.
I'm excited to see you, man, because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little jealous because you were up on the stage with our very own Ivan Thomas and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
How'd that feel, man?
Oh my God, it was amazing because I mean, I grew up as a Bad Boys fan. You know, the Detroit Pistons were called the Bad Boys, you know, in the 80s, man, and they were always the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had Magic Johnson killing it, you had Larry Bird, and Isaiah could never get there.
Yeah.
But when Dennis Rodman stepped his game up, I said, that's the guy. That's going to take him over the top. So just to be sitting there with him and like connecting with him like we did and going into his story, it was surreal.
Yeah, his story from his childhood. I really walked away, and there was one question you asked him, and I was like, right, spot on, Carl, because literally, you know, he was ahead of his time with
Yeah,
the way he was marketing himself and in the sports industry like that. Like, well, how did you feel after hearing some of his childhood and his story? Because I felt motivated. I was like, you know, you can be and do anything that you want after hearing his story.
I'm so glad you said that because, I mean, that's why we brought him here.
Yeah.
You know, people see him, you know, he's a polarizing figure. I mean, let's face it. You know, you have the angel on one side and the devil on the other side.
And then the color.
You know, right? Right. On top of that. You know, but at the end of the day, he is a human being doing the best he possibly can.
Right.
And to hear his story about his relationship with his mother.
Yeah.
You
that
know,
was
and how,
heavy.
Right.
That
and
was
how
heavy.
he was removed from his home at such a young age, in trouble with the law, and still managed to reach the pinnacle of professional sports. A small percentage even only gets into professional sports, but to meet the pinnacle of his goals and be an NBA champion, right? And a Hall of Famer, right? It just shows the community, you know, and that's why we brought him here, the community, that no matter what your background is, no matter what obstacles you had to face, there is a chance for you to succeed, you know, so I mean, that's why we brought him here.
You know what I love about that? You know, I always have this thing where I'm very big. I have a story, you have a story, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And you can teach so many people
about
life's lessons by sharing your story. Now, you're born and raised here, correct?
Well, I was actually born somewhat.
Okay.
I was actually born in Jersey City, New Jersey, right?
Okay.
And it was around the 80s, you know, and that's when gang violence started to increase.
Okay.
You know, drugs.
And Rodman, he's from Jersey, right?
Yeah, he's from Trenton.
Yeah, he shared
He's
that.
from Trenton, you know. So we moved to Delaware in '88. I was 13 years old, you know, just in time, you know, right before, you know, gun violence really increased in that area.
Right.
You know, so we've had those struggles growing up. You know, and moving to Delaware, you know, I moved to Newcastle.
Okay.
It was like Plainfield, you know, it was like Pleasantville, you know.
Right, totally different.
It was
shifting
heaven.
gears for you.
You know, I went from wrestling to try to keep my bike away from gang members, trying to take my bike, to leaving my bike out on the front porch and not having to worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Says a lot.
So yeah, I mean, it's a journey. You know, I have a journey. I have a story. I'm quite sure you have a story.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. At the end of the day, I call the libraries the great equalizer, right? Because no matter where you come from, the information is there, and it's free. Yeah, you know. Yeah. The programs that we have: Dennis Rodman, Charles Blow, and I'm quite sure we're going to talk about that. Yeah. You know, Mark Lamont Hill, they're free to the public. These aren't ticketed, you know, events, because we want everyone to have that chance, that inspiration, and that opportunity and that inspiration to succeed.
And you know, when I was there at the Dennis Rodman, I'm so upset that I missed Talib when he got the freestyle with our very own Richard Raw. I was so upset. I was getting on Ivan.
Amazing
I was
stuff.
I need to get into these things. But you guys have it wrapped around the building. Folks from all over Wilmington, outside of Delaware, showing up. What made Wilmington Library want to do this speaker series that you guys are doing?
So people are learning differently now. You know, libraries are evolving now.
Yeah.
You know, with the internet, right? With smartphones, people have access to research tools in their pockets now. You know, so people aren't really, you know, knocking down the doors. The general mass public isn't really knocking down the doors for, you know, reference materials, you know, because of the internet. So we have to evolve. Yeah. And people want information fast. Yeah. And people want experience. Right? So in order to learn through experience, you have to provide that experiential learning venue at no other than the library. Yeah. You know, so when we have a new director, Jamar Raming, and he came from Denver, you know, and he had this vision, you know, and I was working at the library in the workforce development space, and he kind of pulled me aside and says, you know, I got some things I want to do. And I think you are the person that can help me pull this off. So we met and we decided that this was going to be a great partnership. And then we just kind of took off creating those experiences.
And you guys are killing it. You know, I'm a big proponent for always advocating for innovation. And when you talk about innovation, innovation has its own quirks and kinks. But it's in order to move with the times, we got to have those little adjustments here and there.
Absolutely.
And you guys are killing it with this speaker series. Now, so who's coming up? Because like I said, I only got to see Dennis Rodman. I missed Talib. I was so mad about that. But who else is coming?
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because Next month, December.
Okay.
We have this social justice art display from Ted Ellis. He's a nationally renowned artist. So he's going to come and do a talk on his collection, his art collection. And we're going to incorporate the Soul Firm, a local art gallery. Okay. We're going to have some local artists there, Andre Wright, Erica Jones, and a few others, Shantae Williams. Okay. And I love to say Andre Wright. James Wyatt.
Okay. You see, you about to get tested. Folks watching, they're like, you better say my name. You better say my name.
So we're going to have a panel discussion on the business of art and what inspired that collection. Okay. And for Black History Month, boy, do we have a treat for you.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a treat for you guys. So the film Selma featured a cast member, Diane Nash, who was one of the original Freedom Riders.
Yes, she is.
She is going to be.
No.
She is going to be in Wilmington.
What?
At the Wilmington Library for Black History Month.
I'm there. I'm so there. If I don't get to meet her, oh my God, I'm going nuts.
Right.
That is awesome.
Right. And one more treat. Like I said, I'm so glad that we have this platform here. Yeah. One more treat. This is a sneak preview. So it's just between me and you.
Me in the third eye that's watching. Yeah, go ahead.
In the audience. Blaxploitation, classic, legendary actress Pam Grier will be in the building. For
Foxy.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy
will be in the building.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You're gonna be front and center.
That's right. So big.
Oh man.
Everything big.
Oh, that is awesome. And
next year,
you always hear me share it with folks. I didn't study the arts in a professional setting. I just went when I was in middle and elementary school so I just know for those that are socially involved and for those that are involved with the arts, I can only imagine being able to meet with Diane Nash and Pam Grier.
Yes.
That's heavy. This is good.
It is.
This
heavy.
is really good.
I got to pinch myself.
Carl, you were killing it, and
I appreciate it.
I really hope that more folks come to these speaker series because I'm learning a lot and walking away feeling so motivated every time I've attended. Yes. So I applause to you, man. Is there anything that we can do though as a community to help with the speaker series?
Yes. What you can do, first of all, you can go to our website, wilmington.lib.de.us, where you can just Google Wilmington Public Library, Delaware. Go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. That's the first thing you can do, so you can stay informed and share, what's going on at the library. You can like us on Facebook. Wilmington Public Library, Instagram, Wilmington Library DE, and there's also an option to donate. So if you really love what's going on at the library, you want to see more great things happening for our community, more resources to the community, be a friend of the library and help us out, volunteer, and donate.
Well, that is awesome. I'm an urban leaguer. I'm also involved with NAACP. I hope both of those organizations are there to represent and show.
And we're open to partnership.
Yeah, right.
And we're open, just like how we're open to partnering with DETV. Yeah. To make some of these things available to people who can't make these.
And big shout out to Ive, right?
Absolutely.
Because he was there present. Because a lot of people aren't able to be there in person to hear these stories. So to be able to watch it on our local channel 28, that's even better.
That's right.
You're killing it, Carl.
Thank you.
Keep it up, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
While we have vaccines that are highly effective, some folks are non-vaxxers, and I get that, but at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about that 5-year-old, that 6-year-old that don't have any options. Should they get infected and you be unable to hold their hand in the ICU simply because you chose not to be vaccinated, that's a tough pill to swallow.
I went from doing hair to being in the medical field, and it's honestly the best decision I ever did. I'm very passionate about what I do.
I couldn't be more proud to be a police officer in the city. Couldn't be more proud to serve with all the officers here. It's just an amazing experience.
I don't feel like I really work for a living. It's all encompassing. My life is teaching.
Going directly into the field, especially in a pandemic, I did feel very prepared. Our clinical experience throughout the program, visiting various sites, that all helped. They made sure that we were ready for the next chapter.
I like hiring from Del Tech. I know that if they graduated from Del Tech, drug and alcohol counseling or human services, that they're going to be prepared to work in this field.
You get the help that you need. The teachers were great. They put me on the right path to taking classes, not only to finish my degree, but that might also help me with that next step.
This is my second career. I didn't want to be some 40, 50-year-old who was still in debt trying to pay off my college bills. So yeah, I was able to graduate debt-free and I have a job, so I'm happy.
Luckily, the position I'm in allows me to make a lot of the hiring decisions, especially within the design department. And I always go to Delaware Tech graduates first because they're extremely well-rounded. They have the design skills that we're looking for with the industry. It's just such a flawless transition.
Going to Delaware Tech really prepared me to work with people, have compassion, understanding, and just a caring attitude.
My teachers were the ones that got me into my job. Having the relationship that I got at Del Tech and also the information really helped me to get into my field and to be where I am now.
All right, we are back, my dear.
Foxy!
You saw my voice, right? It's like, Foxy!
I thought you were gonna jump out of your seat.
I was like, Carl, don't tease me, bro. My uncle and the rest of them about to be like, Jordan, we heard.
All of them.
Foxy Brown is coming. Like, good Lord, dear Miss Pam Greer and Miss Diana Nash, Diana Nash, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Urban Leaguers. NAACP, y'all better be there.
That's it.
I said it.
That's
it. What I said. Y'all need to be there.
I appreciate the community aspect, even the call to action today, right? So much of this has been about a call to action. Even me sitting down with Miss Lori Hayes.
Yeah, code differently.
Yes, I was like, I literally at one point I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm ready to jump out of my seat because I'm like, yes, I can do something about this.
Right.
It's amazing.
And code differently is graduating people that getting some good paying jobs.
Yes.
Like, not in the right profession.
Changing lives. Well, let me see. I got a computer.
How much y'all making again? Code differently. Can I get a job? Good Lord. I was like, y'all graduating and they making that kind of money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My dear, we have got to make sure folks get vaccinated.
Yes.
They got to get vaccinated.
Absolutely.
Folks, COVID cases are still rising at an average 6% every 7 days.
Yes.
That is a lot.
Yes, there have been 2,100 deaths here in Delaware.
Since the pandemic.
Yes, since the pandemic.
So
obviously, pandemic related.
Get vaccinated. Yeah. And if you don't feel comfortable getting vaccinated, do some
Wear
research.
your mask.
Say it again.
Wear your mask.
I'm telling you, it's that simple.
Yeah, especially as we head into the holidays and as we gather, it's so important.
Right.
It can't be stressed enough.
Right.
Wash your hands.
Yes.
Right? Don't go from the turkey, just wash your hands. You know?
That's gonna be my first question when I come to Thanksgiving dinner.
Did you wash your hands?
Are you vaccinated? And don't Aaron Rodgers me. Don't you dare. You do that. You go sit at the kiddies table by yourself.
Over there with them.
With them. Not even by the kids. You go sit with Max. Don't be near the table. Go.
That's
go,
it. And
go.
I mean, even speaking of coming in and that being your first question, make sure as you're traveling, you're communicating to your family and those that are traveling before they come what the mandate is, what you're going to require.
Come on now.
Definitely.
I'm screaming. Don't be cutting my,
Listen, my mom last Christmas, she had everybody. She had what is it?
The
yes.
thermometer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she wrote it down. She wrote it down.
I bet.
She was not planning.
It's going to be funny this year because it's going to be everyone's first time getting back. So
Yeah.
one little cough, one little scratch, everybody. What about you over there coughing like that? Hey, back up. You can see that coming. So
Yes.
it's going to be interesting to see. But dear, this is going to be an interesting season now. For you, I know you're probably going to go in and see the Christmas tree at the same time as eat your turkey. So
at the same time, I'll wait the next day. After, I'm going to set up my Christmas tree the next day. What? The next day.
The next day?
Yes.
You told me you had it set up ready early November.
It's not up yet. I told you we had a group thing. This.
Okay.
I'm testing those listening skills.
Yeah, test.
And don't forget, next week you are bringing us desserts.
I will bring the desserts. I got you.
Yes.
I got you. So listen, we're going big shout out. I always appreciate you being here. So shout out to Sasiana and her new engagement. Let's hear it for her. She's shocking us with that bling.
And thank you so much to Dart Transit and in Newcastle County government, of course.
They are always big sponsors of ours.
Yes.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get this information out to you guys about where to get vaccinated,
Yes.
where to get tested.
Absolutely.
So if you want all that information, you can always tune in here at DETV. So big shout out to Ivan and the crew at DETV.
Yes.
Enjoy your Monday.
Good Morning Wilmington is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.